go drop like rain, nigga, watch me hit those trees. So, what's up? You been good? Good. 7 interesting Dragon Ball techniques, let's go. I'm gonna start out here and get this out of the way. It's the most famous, most iconic move anime has to offer, and you can bet your ass it's simple. Or is it? At first glance, it's just an energy beam that has inconsistent properties, but when you take a look at the way different characters use the thing, it seems almost like its own power system, like the way Super Saiyan uses ki, but it's not really part of the ki power system, it's its own thing, and the Kamehameha is definitely part of that system. But to really explain what I mean, let's just take a look at a few of the different ways the technique can be pulled off. And the first and most prominent variant is the straight beam impact explosion. And this is like the OG, it's what I assume to be the base of the technique. It's the one that somehow heat seeks background mountains. Then you have your solid light laser, which is usually not used by the heroes because it tends to punch giant holes in things, which you would think would be the way to go when every supervillain who shows up is stronger than the last, but that's usually a job for the not so deadly get back you don't know me like that force beam that only ever pushes villains sometimes into the sun and sometimes just the upper atmosphere, whichever floats your boat, I guess. Super chill Kamehameha. Honestly, nothing like his cousin, the all-encompassing, skin-disintegrating, pupil-searing, visible heat wave. That shit is honestly scary. Like, of all the versions, I think that's the one where I draw the line. I wouldn't mind people running around with building-level explosions and the ability to knock our moon out of orbit, but being able to bathe someone in light that washes away everything but their sins is just overkill. Literally. And you know this is the I mean business beam because of the face you make when it hits you. Those are the faces your little brother makes when you hit him too hard and you have to shush him before your mom hears you or else you'll both get in trouble because you were supposed to be sleeping, not horseplaying. So I'm not exactly too sure how Piccolo thought of wrapping an energy beam around an energy beam, but I'm glad he did because not only does this move make no sense and get no use, it looks so fucking cool. And when it does get used, it always does the job. But a couple things stand out about what's happening, such as, but not limited to, why the hell does it take so long to charge? Does that up the piercing power? If so, could he instantly fire off a weaker version? And if not, is the charge specifically for this technique? Then how powerful is this thing really? Does it scale to Piccolo? Could Piccolo do more than one beam screw? Would that make it stronger? Would that make it longer to charge? These are the questions we need to be answering, people. Also, why didn't Piccolo try this on the androids? Definitely seems like it would have worked. Ah, a not so special beam cannon, if you will. A move that Tien and Chaozu know, but they never use it, and if I'm honest, I don't care. And when would that be useful anyway? It's a Kamehameha ripoff, and it's almost nothing startup time makes it the most annoying spam move in the video games. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. This is clearly an object and not a technique, but I really fuck with the power pole, even though it's criminally underutilized. Like, think about the choreography we could have had with something like that, and we don't even know how far it can extend. But from what we've seen, it's at least long enough to stretch above the clouds, which is 14 kilometers, which is 8.5 miles? Now, throw money at me because I'm the only intelligent person in the world who knows how to Google things? Also, what is the power pole made of?
Mahogany.
That's good enough for me. Moving on. Ah yes, the flying technique, which we first see used by my mortal enemy Tien. And it's also stated when we see the technique that it works by having ki flow out of the soles of your feet, which I guess makes sense, but this isn't even the type of flight that we see throughout the series, or if it is, it's never differentiated from the Vegeta Nappa, the gravity is so low it's like flying type of flight, and it's never established how either of these methods just stop in midair and change direction. But who cares about that? Anybody will want to fly. Hell, I'd take the Uber jump if it wasn't liable to shatter my legs like a Tom and Jerry skit from just a slightly higher jump than I'm used to, because that makes even going a block more dangerous than driving backwards blindfolded on a mountain. I'm basically guaranteed to die, but hey, aren't we all? It's so weird to me that this technique was integral to the Dragon Ball story in the way that it was, but is barely ever explained. How exactly does this move work? It seemed like a regular ki blast that twists around the target and somehow shrinks them into whatever container they're aiming at, while simultaneously somehow removing a soul from a body, but only the one time it was used on a person with two souls in their body. And if you got the key accurate enough to swirl around someone, why is it so hard to aim? What's the criteria for a container? Can I use a balloon? Can I use a cardboard box? Can I use a car? Can I seal someone in a sandwich and then mass market the sandwich as having a secret sauce? And the secret is that there's a person trapped between those two fresh baked sesame seed buns, the juicy all natural lettuce and tomato hugging delicately a righteous slab of grass fed 100% grilled to perfection Angus beef? This might be the perfect technique, and it was created by Yamcha of all people, and as early as something like that could have been introduced. And because it was only used by Yamcha, it got pushed to the background of moves we see. But it has the properties of several major key techniques and has a more manageable application than most moves in general. It can be thrown, so it has the range. It can be controlled, so it has the accuracy. It can explode on contact, so it has the attack capability. And on top of all that, it can compress, so it doesn't explode on contact. And just makes a crater, so it has the power. It's basically a mix of the Kamehameha and the Death Ball and the Destructo Disc, or the Kienzan if you will, with a dash of Chaozu's telekinesis for flavor. And would you look at that, I just named a few more interesting techniques. I guess it's a series now. So until next time, peace.
That thunder on me clap, make a nigga think before he act. Have a nigga dying on his back, then we double back. Shooters leaving rubber where you at, that's why niggas never wanna match.